more. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Zenzele Zhao Johnson, and I am a contract educator at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And I am here to talk briefly about our experience, which I am calling an Afrofuture praxis. We had the opportunity of working with Richard Nepel, as well as Regine Hardiman, who is in the audience today. And I also am joined by an amazing student, part of the teen council that I work with, Soliel, a junior from Medgar Evers College Preparatory. So we're just gonna get started. So I manage a Afrofuturist teen council for the Met in response to the exhibition Before Yesterday We Could Fly, one of the first period rooms of its kind centering the African diaspora and the buzzworthy word Afrofuturism, right? So it was a year-long internship program that looked at science fiction, art, history, technology, music, film, and centering the origin and the aesthetics and the praxis of Black cultures. The program encouraged council members to engage with Afrofuturism, a transdisciplinary creative mode that centers Black imagination and self-determination. During their tenure, the teen council members attended a series of workshops with experts, scholars, artists, students, and cultivated a series of programming such as family programming for teachers, and for their peers. We were also working in collaboration with the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, which is also a part of the NYPL network, which is where we are based today at the Jefferson Market Library. I also formerly worked there as well. So it was really nice to merge this particular program in tandem with the Met as well as the Schomburg. And then imagine how enthusiastic I was that we got an opportunity to work with Wikimedia. So I'm gonna keep going on our slides, maybe. Okay, so Richard is the Wikimedian in residence at the Met and reached out to me to talk briefly about opportunities for programming, which I was really enthusiastic about because typically when it comes to teen programming, youth programming, there are not as many opportunities for teens to be able to cull imagery documentation and actually put it on an informational platform such as Wikipedia. That generally does not happen, especially for high school students. So we knew that we were going to be in for not a wild ride, an amazing experimental edit-a-thon ride, I would say. So in order to prepare our students, we had about seven students, 7 council members. You know, we got them started with cultivating their own Wikipedia names, usernames, and making sure that they brought their own laptops. So we're already centering the material and the technology that they already have so that they're learning on-site, hands-on within the workshop, but because they now have this username, they can then take this work and create more entries as they progress within not only the teen council, but within their lives. So we also did a series of hands-on learning praxis. So Richard and Regine actually came to visit us, I would say April 2022, because what is time? Because we're in a whole new year. And it was really important for students to be able to center their own interest in regards to choosing an exhibition object, conducting their own research, primary sources, and et cetera, and editing wiki entries. So Richard came and did an amazing presentation with the students before they got an opportunity to open up their laptops, because they were really giddy. They were like, I'm ready. I was like, are you sure you're ready? I'm not sure if you're sure you're ready. But Richard gave an amazing presentation, and then we were able to have such hands-on learning where students were primarily in pairs. There was a group that had about 3 students in it as well, to cultivate a balance, but they were able to learn and really center verified sources, credibility, understand like who their actual target audience was, maintain some sort of objectivity, and work together in means of collaboration. So I'm going to invite Soliel to come and talk a little bit briefly about the process as a student and an active participant.
Hello. So one of the first things that I want to talk about with this amazing experience that Regine and Richard had with this workshop with us is, I think Zenzele, you already touched upon it, which is collaboration. When you work on like group projects, you know you always have the, oh God. Sorry.
When we work on group projects, we typically have guidelines, right? Is that what you were reading with that?
Yes. Sorry.
No.
Oh, God.
This is collaboration.
Let me just start over, clean the slate. Working with this workshop, we learned 2 main things that I feel like we all worked away with. Collaboration and also understanding where and how we get our information and how we're going to present that to other people to consume. So first, the collaborative part, working together and bouncing off ideas and knowing how to further develop those ideas to much deeper understandings that we could come up with ourselves was an important lesson and a skill that I think we all walked away with from not only this workshop but applied later on into the work that we created, such as the zine that we made as like our cumulative project for this internship. Understanding how to work together and to further those ideas was an essential lesson that we learned from Wikipedia, especially since we're adding on to the Afrofuturist Period Room page on Wikipedia and making sure that our ideas would work seamless with furthering that information that was already there. Second, credibility is such an important principle in today's world that's stressed beyond just the information that we look up on our phones. It's stressed on when we're communicating with people and the works that we'll further work on. Understanding that whatever you present or the claims that you make has to be grounded in something other than your own sphere of knowledge. And to give citation, reference to where you get your information from, having a leading source, and having that be accessible to other people to then further develop on what you're talking about, where you got it from, just furthers that idea of
creation, agency, but also responsibility.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's responsibility and accountability, right?
Yeah, accountability, responsibility for the ideas and claims that you're presenting forward. That was a big jumble of words, but it all kind of builds on to not only the workshop that we had, but again in other future projects that we continue on in the future. Yeah.
I think now we'll open it up to the next presenter. I'll just close out. I was just gonna say, I'll just close out in saying that Soliel spoke to a zine that we created, and it's now in its second version. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to distribute this more widely, especially throughout a variety of libraries. A lot of the skills in which they learned within the Wikipedia edit-a-thon are apparent in the zine in regards to where they're culling the information, the accountability, the responsibility of culling information and disseminating it throughout to and through a wider audience. So thank you.